Hey guys, welcome back for our next round of notes. So we're going to build off those two-step equations that we did the last class. Let's go ahead, get your notebook ready. If you have a calculator, get a calculator ready, get your pencil ready. Once you've got those three things out, go ahead and keep watching this video. Otherwise, go ahead and pause it. Now that you're ready, hey, we're staying organized still. So up at the top, let's go ahead and put today's date. And I believe it should be either August 10th or 11th, depending on whether you have me for the black day or the gold day. And our I can statement that I want in the notebooks is today our goal at the end of class is that I can solve, you're writing this down with me, that's a weird looking I, step equations. Okay, I'll give you a second to write that down. And then here's the deal, kind of like normal. I've got, I think, 4 questions that I'm going to walk through with you guys. Okay, I want you taking down the notes as I do. And then I'm going to give you 4 problems that I want you guys to try. Check back in and see how we did before we get into the practice. So, really important, what we're trying to look for first, so I'm going to draw a weird looking star, okay, is we want to look to, so this is also going down on your paper, we want to look to combine and distribute first. Distribute first. Give you a second to write that down. If we combine and distribute as our first step with these equations, then ultimately it's going to become a 2-step equation that we can go ahead and we can solve. So I think space-wise, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next page. Okay, you guys just keep going on what page you have. And so example 1, what I want you to write is 5x minus 23 plus 2x is equal to 5. If you want to stay organized, I always start by drawing my line. Okay, if you need to do that, you can do that. But before we start moving terms over to isolate that variable, isolate that letter, let's go ahead. Is there anything that we can put together here? Do we have any like terms? Hopefully you're saying, yes, Mrs. Grutt, we have 5x and a positive 2x. Let's go ahead, let's put those together. Okay, let's make this look nicer. So I'll go ahead, let's keep using green. So 5x and 2x is going to get me to 7x. My constant of negative 23, bring that sign, is still going to stay with us. And that's going to be equal to 5. Since we combined first, guys, now we just have a 2-step equation. Okay, let's do the inverse, the opposite. So add 23 to both sides. These cancel out. 7x is equal to 28. I did not draw my line far enough down. 7 and x are getting multiplied, so let's undo that by using division, and we end up with x being equal to 4. Okay. If you've got that down, hey, let's hit another example. If you don't have that done yet, pause the video, get that example done, and then play when you're ready for the next example. I'm not really feeling the green, so we're going to go back to blue for a little bit. Second example, I've got negative 8 times the quantity 2x minus 1 is equal to 40. And staying organized, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to draw my line through the equal sign. Take a look at that problem. Is there anything that we can simplify right off the bat? Yes, I can hear your brains. Okay, we've got a number outside parentheses. Let's do that distributive property and simplify it. So I'm going to multiply here. I'm going to multiply here. Negative 8 times 2x is negative 16x. Negative 8 times, is this a positive one or a negative one? Negative 1. So what is negative times a negative? That's going to turn to a positive. Hope that didn't trick you. trip you up. Okay, I'm going to come back later and test you guys and see if you're watching your signs. Now we just have a two-step equation. So let's go ahead, let's solve it. Okay, we want to isolate the x, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. This cancels out. Make sure you end up with that positive x, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 16. And we end up with x is equal to negative 2. Boom, done. We got it. Good. If you have that down and it's making sense, let's keep going. I'm going to hit 2 more examples with you guys, and before I have you try some, if you need to, guys, pause the video. Okay, I won't know the difference, and then play it once you're ready. I'm going on to another page. I need space. Example 3 is going to be 11x, so you're writing this down with me, minus 8 minus 6x is equal to 22. Draw my line to stay organized. Okay, making sure everything's staying balanced. All right, take a look. Is there anything that we can simplify there? Hopefully, again, you're screaming at your computer, hey, I can put my x terms together. Okay, we got those like terms. Watch your signs. 11x, negative 6x. I better be seeing 5x on your paper. Okay, watch your signs. Jot down our constant of negative 8. And now I have a two-step equation that we're going to go ahead and we're going to solve. Add 8 to both sides. What a messed up looking plus sign. These cancel out. Bring down my 5x. 22 plus 8 is 30. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. We end up with x is equal to 6. Sorry guys, couldn't wait any longer. Okay, one more example that I'm going to walk through, and then I'm going to give you guys some problems and you guys are going to try. If you're ready for the fourth example, here we go. Write this down for me. We've got 3x plus 2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to 13. Seems like a lot. Do not freak out on me. You guys can do this. Let's stay organized. Draw my line through the equal sign. What can we do first? Well, I have an x here and an x here, but I can't combine these yet. Okay? Order of operations. We got to look for parentheses first. X and minus 1. Those aren't like terms. I can't put those together. But, right, we've got the number outside, so let's distribute. So, multiply this, okay? Not the 3x, the number that is right outside those parentheses. I still have 3x. Positive 2 times x is going to be positive 2x. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. That's going to be equal to 13. Now the parentheses are gone. Let's go ahead and put our x's together. Okay, always get rid of those parentheses first though, guys. So that's going to give me 5x. Still have minus 2 is equal to 13. Plus 2 plus 2. 5x is equal to 15. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X is going to be equal to 3. Here is what I'm going to do. If you think you've got this, I'm going to put 2 problems up that I want you to try on the next page, my next page. If they still fit on your same page, by all means, you keep going. You'll pause the video, come back, check answers, and then I'm going to give you 2 other problems to try, because obviously I can only put 2 questions on a page at a time. I write too big. Who knew? Okay, so if you are ready, the 2 questions that I want you to solve, okay, the 2 equations. So 12 times the quantity 3 minus x is equal to 60. That's the first equation that I want you to try. And the second equation that I want you to try is 10 equals negative 3x minus 18 minus 4x. Pause this video, work both of these out in your notebook. When you have answers, play the video and we'll see how we did. Don't be cheating. You better have these answers already down on your paper and you're not just copying. You guys have brains, use them. For 5, distribute, watching those signs, making sure, hey, my constant comes first, but that's still the first thing that we need to move over. Nothing out in front, so it's a positive 36, subtract 36 from both sides. We should be looking at a final answer of x equals negative 2. On 6, combine like terms, watch your signs. Okay, guys, use a calculator. Do not tell me negative 3 minus 4 is 1. We're going to have issues. Okay, final answer, negative 4 is equal to x, or if you wrote it as x equals negative 4, that would also work. If those are not the answers that you got, take a look at your work versus what's on the screen and see where we're going different. Okay, when you think you're good with these two, if you don't have questions, then you've got 2 others that I want you to try. Guys, if you are stuck on these, go ahead and try the next 2 for me, and if we're not getting those, reach out via Schoology message to me or let's talk on Zoom, okay? Because we're going to keep building off of this, so we need to make sure that we understand what's happening here. All right, 2 more problems that I want you to try, and then that's going to be it for this round of notes, at least for this video. Number 7, I want you to write down the equation x minus 2 times the quantity x plus 10, close the parentheses, is equal to 12. There's your first one. That 2 looks like a Z. Interesting. All right, number 8, we've got negative 5x plus 7 times the quantity 2x minus 5 is equal to 37. Pause this video, work out both of these problems. When you have 2 answers, play this video and let's see if we match. Again, guys, if all you're doing is copying down my work, you're not learning anything. You have a brain. I want you to use it. You try these 2 problems and then we'll compare answers. Let's see how we did. So 7, I've got negative 1x is equal to 32. Don't erase your work yet. Am I done? No, I'm going to keep asking you guys that question, okay? Remember, we want a positive x. So I need to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 1, and x should end up being equal to negative 32. Okay, I'm hoping a lot of you had that. If you didn't, things to be careful of. This is a negative 2 getting distributed. So I'm sure you wrote it as negative 2x. Did you remember to write it as negative 20x? Because negative 2 times a positive 10 is going to be a negative. Small details that we need to be careful of. If 7 looks good on your paper, then let's talk about 8. Yeah, I left it blank, but hey, guess what? I actually worked it out twice. Okay, I wanted to show you guys that it's actually kind of cool with solving equations because you might solve it differently than somebody else, and you can still end up with the same messy looking answer of really ugly looking 8s. Okay, so for number 8, your final answer should end up being x is equal to 8. So take a look. Over here, I did my distributive property, and then I added my constant to both sides. Now, I know I said at the beginning of class to always combine and do distributive property first, but here I kind of just forgot that rule. And this is what I ended up with. I combined down here. Over here, I followed the rules that I told you guys, so I distributed, and then I went ahead and combined my like terms, then moved my constant over. But hey, same answer. So as long as you take care of your distributive property first, guys, it really doesn't matter what order you go in. If you're showing your work and staying organized, we should still be ending up with the same answer. You have a total of 8 problems now to look off of. You do not have to have both of these down as long as you have number 8 worked out somehow. I just need it down on your paper once. Okay. So you've seen a total of 8 examples, and now I'm going to have you guys practice some of the solving multi-step equations. Message me if you have any questions, but make sure you're looking at your notes first, guys. Okay, and just to prove to you, hey, here are my notes from today. And here they are, okay? Just like what I'm putting on the whiteboard, I have in my own notebook, and this is what your notebook should be looking like as well. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll work on having an animal for next movie.